the previous paragraphs are going to be a rather general paragraphs, and you don't need to change this content for every university you apply, because those are just going to explain about yourself. In the next 4 paragraphs, so these are the last 4 paragraphs, and these 4 paragraphs are going to be completely customized, and every university you need to change this data. This is because usually most people, they just add single paragraph to their SOP about the customized information, that is why they have applied to the university and various other aspects. But trust me, you need to add more information of customized data. This is because you need to show an interest of why you are joining that specific university. How you can show interest of why you are going to join that university? You need to show the research aspects and the program aspects, and what connects those specific aspects to you and to your profile, so that it creates a slot for you to get accepted easily. So you need to explain everything, and all these things need customized data from that specific university. I'll tell you what you need to add, and the next 4 paragraphs are going to be customized, and those need to be changed for every university. So let's go on to see the next paragraph. So in the 5th paragraph, I have written about my extracurricular activities as well. We completely know that masters, they perform a holistic analysis of your profile. If you are academically strong, they just don't call you. You need various other aspects as well. So in this paragraph, I have explained about my various aspects of co-curricular activities. For example, I have explained about my clubs and chapters that I have taken part in my bachelor's. Also, I have explained them about my various volunteer events or position of responsibilities which I have taken. For example, I was a president of a club, and I have written how I was president of the club and what kind of work I have done, and the icing of the cake comes now. So what you need to do is, I have written about what clubs I was in my bachelor's, and what kind of work I have done, and what role I was. So this is okay. How will you be relating this specific information to your university? For example, University of Waterloo. How will you be relating that to University of Waterloo? You need to explain that University of Waterloo will be having some XYZ number of student committees or student clubs. For example, if it has 10,000 student clubs, so not 10,000, 1,000. If it has 1,000 student clubs, you will be explaining that I have done some XYZ in my bachelor's club activities, and also University of Waterloo. When I take part in University of Waterloo, your clubs, esteemed thousands of clubs that are present and various student activities that are present, will be helping me for my growth as well. So you need to relate the events in this manner to make your SOP stronger, and that is how I have written my paragraph. So let's go on to next paragraph. Also, these points are very important to be written, because it shows that you have a lot of interest on that university, and you have already done decent background information or background search before applying to the university. So this is very important to be added. Also, it shows a mutual support of you and the university. When you are explaining that you are going to take part in the clubs that you are going to join in the university, and you also, when you are explaining the clubs which you have taken part in your bachelor's, it is going to create a mutual support that you will be taking part in the academics and non-academic parts as well. So it is going to project you as a holistic person, and this is how it is going to support you in your SOP. This is how I have written my specific paragraph. So let's go on to see how I have written my next paragraph. Also, 6th paragraph is my favorite paragraph, because I have explained about the research projects and the current ongoing projects and the research expenditure that is allotted for an annual year of that specific department, because this is how you are going to project yourself as a research candidate, and this is how it is going to put you on forth compared to various other applicants, right? So you need to explain that you are interested to take part in those research activities, and some XYZ billion dollars have been spent and it has been allotted, and so these are the projects which I am interested to take part in if I get an admission. This is how I have written my SOP. So let's go on to see next paragraph. 7th paragraph is another important paragraph to add, and I'll explain what you need to add and what I have written in my SOP. Also, if you are applying for engineering courses, that is non-thesis courses, those courses are aimed to make your academics stronger, and which make you stronger for jobs later. So you're not going to take part in PhD and you're just going to work later. So these kind of programs are focused on those things, and those are engineering programs. So for engineering programs, if you are going to apply to these specific programs, what you need to include is that the dream jobs that you are going to work later. So it projects that you have a vision later of where you are going to work and what kind of work you are going to do. So what I have mentioned is my dream companies of where I am going to work, where I am interested to work after completing my bachelor's. So what I have written is my GE or General Electric or Siemens or IB Electricity. So there are various other United States companies so which are related to renewable energy sector, which I have applied my interested specialization in my university for my masters. So according to your own specialization or to your own work, you need to add which companies you are interested to work in this specific paragraph. Also, I have added on which job roles I am going to do. For example, power electronics engineer or renewable energy manager or there are various other job roles which will be related to your job field. You need to check out the websites of your dream companies, and they will be having job openings or various other job roles. You need to check the job descriptions and which are related to your specialization, and this is very important point to add, and remember to add this point as well. So in this paragraph we have added information about our dream companies where we are interested to work later after our masters, also the job roles which we are interested to work after our masters in those specific companies. And this is the end of this paragraph, and I have written these information in this paragraph. So let's go on to see what I have written in next paragraph. I have discussed about 7 different paragraphs and what is the purpose of each paragraph and what I have written in my SOP. This is one of my interesting and my favorite paragraph in my SOP. This is because you are going to explain of what kind of work you are going to do under which professor you are going to do. So this is very important, and you need to include under which professor you are interested to work under, maybe in the lab or take his classes, etc. So you need to mention the professor details and what made you interested to work under him and what intrigued you, what kind of research activities intrigued you to work under this professor, and you need to mention the professor details as well. So this projects and this extends your vision of previous job roles you have done. There you explain the jobs which you are interested to do, and here you are explaining about which professor you are going to work under. So in this paragraph I have explained about which professor I am going to work under and why I am going to work under him and why I am interested to work under him because of his research activities. I have mentioned what research topics he works on. Also I have explained about which courses I am interested to study in that specific university. I have mentioned in my previous parts of videos as well, and now I am explaining it repeatedly as well. In India, bachelors have various mandatory courses and we are given an option to select our courses of 1 or 2. But in masters what happens is, out of 30 courses, only 10 courses are mandatory. The remaining 20 courses, it is left to the students to decide on what courses they are interested to study. So when you write of what courses you are going to study in your SOP, that is, if possible, check universities websites and they have student timetable, separate page of student timetable and student schedule. You just need to check those and decide on what courses you are going to study. If possible, write which slots you are going to attend and which slots you are interested to attend in that specific university. Of course, slots are tend to change depending on semester to semester, but it shows an interest that you have checked already what you are going to do. And so remember to add courses, and also it helps you if you add course codes as well. For example, ECE 410 or ECE 420, they have various other numberings. Try to add course name, course curriculum, and why you are interested to do those courses in this paragraph. This is the final paragraph. And regarding choosing of a professor, some universities require you to choose your professor beforehand and only then proceed. So in that cases this might not work. You need to consult the professor, and once it works out you can mention that in SOP. Or else for most engineering programs, deciding on professor is not at all mandatory. So you can check out the professor's portals and whoever are present in your department, check out their research activities and accordingly add those in your SOP. So this is how this works, and conclude the SOP with a conclusion line of your choice. And that's it. Here ends the 8th paragraph and the SOP as well. So in this video I have explained a detailed analysis of how I have explained and how I have submitted my SOP and what kind of criteria or what kind of information you need to consider before writing your SOP. Do consider all these points, and remember a fact that SOP needs not be in a particular pattern I have mentioned. That's the reason I have bifurcated my SOP into paragraphs and I have explained you. You can just shift the paragraphs according to your necessity of what you feel is more prioritized. If you feel the professor's curriculum is very important and that paragraph need to be mentioned before, shift that to before as well. That is not issue. So I have mentioned various points which you need to be considered. Don't try to miss any of those points, because each and every point brings in together and makes your SOP stronger. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for checking out my statement of purpose video of University of Waterloo. If you have some more time, check out my other videos as well. There are tons of videos and various other videos are adding up soon. And until the next video comes in, stay safe, stay informative. This is Vivek signing off. Thank you so much.